Alrighty, welcome everyone to another installment of the game. I don't know if you changed your titles yet for the games, but oh, hello, Doctor.
Hello.
Perfect timing. I think we just started.
Yeah, I just got out of the clinic, so
Huzzah!
yeah.
All right. So I think I have a start date somewhere listed. So a lot of this is just going to be player led stuff until we get to the launch of the new ship. So if there's anything anybody wants to do in and around Earth space, Earth space dock, Utopia Planitia, a couple people sent me scenes. Um, so we could get to those. But if there's any other things you guys want to run, scenes you want to set up before we get to the launch, we can. But I think the first thing that we are going to start with, mostly because Kane promised that he'd get us all going here. Deep within the Himalayan mountains on Earth, we catch up with Commander Kane arriving at a monastery.
So yeah, Kane is eager. How long have we been on Earth waiting?
Maybe a few weeks, but you could start your scene wherever time frame you want.
Okay. Yeah, he'll start at the beginning, I guess, and then maybe we can flash to the end. Kane will walk up the steps, breathing heavily. Is this the Shaolin Temple?
And the person standing there, just kind of taking in the scenery, breathing in the air, just gives you a nice, subtle nod.
I really wanted him to point at a different mountain.
Kane will just be doubled over, hands on his knees. I wish to speak to the head of the monastery.
And the gentleman there will just kind of look around a bit and then go back to staring off into the distance.
Kane will continue. I wish to train.
And the the buck will stand there, nod his head, and just continue looking off into the distance.
Kane will continue. I am among the finest specimens that humanity has to offer. I know that I am more than worthy to undergo this training. He'll look around. Does he see anyone else in this courtyard?
No.
And presuming this monk doesn't react at all to what he's saying, he'll walk right up next to the monk, turn, and look at exactly what he's looking at.
And from the view the other way, I didn't make this, and I probably should have. Me trying to do things last minute, but the other end of the courtyard opens up to just overlook from high up on a plateau the rest of the Himalayan mountain range, and you see it in all of its visual glory.
And we'll turn back to the monk. So is there like a sign-up sheet or something?
And the monk will pretty much pay no mind to that statement.
I don't know. Maybe he's deaf. Whatever. Kane will turn and enter the monastery. But beforehand, he'll take his boots off before he enters the grounds.
And you enter, and it's pretty sparse. There's not really any furniture, nothing like that. There might be, I'd imagine there's probably like a statue and a little altar to Buddha in there. But there's not a lot of fancy decorations other than what's around the Buddha statue. But pretty bare bones, deprived of worldly possessions, you would say.
Sure. Kane will just shout, "Hello!"
You got to do the echo now, too.
Hello, hello, hello. Is anyone else here? Here. Anything?
No response echoes in from the halls.
All right. Well, Kane will just walk up in front of the statue of the Buddha. He'll sit in the lotus position. And before stopping to meditate, he will turn to the monk, who's presumably still staring off into space.
Sure is.
And he'll just say, "I'm not leaving until you tell me what to do."
The monk just kind of nods his head a little bit, goes back to staring off into the mountain.
Kane will rest in the lotus position, kind of move his limbs around a little bit, get situated. He'll sit. He'll close his eyes. And breathe deeply. And he'll just focus on how great he's going to be at this. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's going to sit there and meditate until somebody tells him to do something.
So Kane, you sit there trying to, you said meditate, right? Or
yes.
You try doing that for hours and still no one comes up to you and talks to you.
He'll open one of his eyes and kind of peek around. All right, and then he'll get up frustrated and walk back over to the monk.
The monk will finally say to you, "You were sitting, but still, you were not still."
Although I would disagree with what you say, I feel like I have to say that I understand so that you will train me. I understand.
And what is it you understand?
That apparently I must sit in the same position for hours for you to acknowledge me and begin speaking to me.
Why is it that you are here, Starfleet officer?
Growing up on Andoria, I used to view many videos, many old films about Shaolin monks and what they were capable of. As I've grown up, I've realized it would be a shame to not deliver unto the universe what I'm naturally capable of and what you could train me to do.
So it is a passing curiosity then.
Is a perfect statue a passing curiosity? I am the best raw clay that you could possibly hope for. Mold me and shape me into your finest work of art.
And you, Starfleet officer, are willing to dedicate your life fully to this mission.
I've got about 3 weeks until we take off again, so. But I am a fast learner.
In all those videos that you saw, all those materials you've read, how long do you think those monks studied the ways of the Buddha to achieve that level of clarity?
Well, all this clarity stuff that you speak of, I don't know anything about that, but I just want to throw some kicks and fly through the air and be able to break boards against my abs. That's all I'm here for.
Perhaps there is someone else who is willing to teach you those paths. For here is the path, lies the path of wisdom.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. I'm here to learn your wisdom, of course.
So I'll ask again, why are you here?
Learn wisdom, good monk.
To achieve the clarity of wisdom you seek, first you must be strong of body.
Sure. Yeah, are we talking about some crunches or? I'm willing to do anything.
There's an herb that grows on the side of a cliff, about 3 kilometers from here. Go there, bring me this herb, and then we will continue your next step.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. If you could maybe point me in the general direction of where the herb is.
That will test your mind.
Is there an idea what it looks like, maybe?
And he'll just kind of smile at you and say no more.
All right, whatever. All right. All right, well, gonna go foraging. Kane will steel himself and I guess start to walk out of the temple grounds.
All right, which way do you go?
Well, first of all, Kane is going to pull out his pad and search for Shaolin monk herbs or anything associated with it.
All right, give me a insight science. We'll call this a difficulty 1.
Okay. I have no focuses to apply to this. All right. All right, we'll just roll it. Oh God.
Absolutely nothing comes up in your data pad relating these monks to herbs. Absolutely nothing.
All right. So Kane is gonna, I guess, probably venture off in the direction where the monk was looking. Start a search there.
Okay, you start heading off in that direction, and I don't know, how long do you think it'll take you to walk 3 kilometers? A few hours, probably.
Probably. Rocky terrain.
Yep. So you make it there probably a little after midday. When you come to a very steep cliff face that drops down into a valley below. And I mean like the rock wall is almost vertical.
I'm assuming he has like mountaineering equipment or something to get him here. I'm going to assume there's a pair of binoculars or some sort of image enhancement in there. He'll pull those out and look around. Does he see anything that looks like a plant or an herb?
Give me an insight science. Insight? Yeah, insight science. We'll give this a diff 0.
Jim's being nice. Hey! I hit the difficulty.
About a quarter of the way down, you could see what looks like small plants growing out of the rock face.
Okay. So, okay, so I'm at the base of this.
You're at the top of the cliff.
Oh, okay, so it's like looking down. Okay.
Yeah.
Does it look like there's any way for me to get down to the base? Like, is there like a path or a way?
Nope. This is a straight rock face that leads into the valley.
Oh God.
Stretches for as far as you can see.
Okay. I don't know. If I look up or anywhere around, do I see any plants?
I mean, you're at the top of the cliff, so nothing's
So
above.
there's nothing above it. Okay.
Yeah, except maybe a taller peak, but
All right. All right. Well. Okay. Well. I guess he's going to pull out some mountaineering equipment, which I hope to God that he brought. And he is going to attach an anchor to whatever looks like the sturdiest yet anchorable position on this cliff, and then rope himself up.
all right. Give me a control engineering diff 1 to properly anchor.
Okay. Will you accept survival for a focus?
Nah.
Damn it. No, nothing else. Okay. Take threat.
All right. Gain a momentum. All right, you're properly anchored and start making your way down. Propelling down the rock face is pretty easy, and you eventually make it to where the herbs are. And it's a small plant with some very pungent leaves. It should be said.
All right. Well, Kane is, I guess, going to clip some. He'll clip some, and then he'll section it off into two parts of his backpack. So he'll clip enough to have a good clump for the monk, and then side amounts just in case.
Right. Yep, you're able to do that. This is not too difficult of a task to grab some leaves off of the rock wall.
Cool. Does he recognize what this is?
Give me an insight science diff 2.
I really have nothing for biology. Yeah, I have nothing. Take a threat. Oh, God. That stands.
Feel free to roleplay whatever you think it is.
What's this? Mint? This has to be mint. It smells very strong, though. This has to be mint. Yeah, there's no way. It's okay. It's mint. All right, so he'll wad up some and put it in two parts of his backpack, and then he'll scale back up the cliff.
All right, give me a daring security diff 1.
Daring security.
Or
that's-
con. Daring security or con. I'll let you pick that.
Okay.
Or
Definitely-
sorry. Fitness. Fitness, security, or con.
Oh,
I forgot
God.
fitness was a thing.
I'm sad
Most
that you
people do.
remembered. Yeah. Daring of 11, fitness of 8. So
Yeah, so
con is one.
this will be just fitness with either con or security.
Gotcha. Fitness 8, security 2. Guys, I might be rolling a new character after this. Okay. I'll ask it again. Survival for a focus?
No.
You said diff 2?
1.
Okay. Take a threat. Whew.
Well, there was one thing that you were not lying about. You are in peak physical condition. You get back to the top of the cliff wall, not as tired as you would have been in the past.
Well, he's gonna brush himself off a little bit and thank God that he was raised on Andoria, where I imagine they've had some ice cliff scaling and various things like that. Yeah, and he's gonna make his way back to the temple.
All right. So at this point, you probably get to the temple just as the sun is set, and you notice the monk in one of the side rooms. This one has a few basic furniture items, like a small table that you sit on the floor on, like what just has like a pad for seating. There's bowls and plates and stuff, so this would probably be like the kitchen area, the eating area.
Mm-hmm. All right, he'll walk up.
As you walk up, you notice that he has a small flame burning in front of him with a pot of water that's been brought to a boil in front of him, and a small little teacup next to him.
And we'll say, I got your mints. I don't know why you couldn't have just got some yourself, and just pulled it out of his pack. He'll palm it and kind of, bring his hand forward for the monk. Like, this really wasn't that hard, actually.
He'll take the herb from you, mash it in his mortar and pestle a little bit, and then proceed to pour the water over the leaves into the teacup. And he pours 2 glasses of it and motions for you to sit.
Ian will take his pack off, set it to the side, and walk up and sit.
So, Starfleet officer, I ask you again. Why is it you wish to trade here?
Well, I have come to understand that you expect me to say wisdom. So, wisdom. Good monk.
I do not want to hear the answer you think I want to hear, Starfleet officer.
All right, Monk. Here it is. I have accomplished many great things already in my life. I am the envy of my equals. I am looked up to by everyone that I lead. It is only a matter of time until I rise to the highest station in Starfleet. I seek to continue challenging myself. As I understand it, you, this monastery, your order, shape people into the best that they can become. I'm going to demonstrate to everyone else that I'm better than they are by completing this. He'll bow slightly.
So you do this for ego, nothing more.
I don't understand the question. There's something more?
You don't wish to learn for order or discipline. You seek to learn this for your own vanity.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Order and discipline. I would like to discipline the people who work for me much more effectively. Now I understand. Yes.
He'll kind of lean back, take a nice, slow, long sip of his tea. Very well, Starfleet officer. If you truly believe you have what it takes, then tomorrow you will prove it.
Kane will also take his tea, take a sip, lean back. Okay, Monk. "9:30, kind of a late sleeper, if that's okay."
Of course, it is whatever the Starfleet officer wants.
Ah, I see that we're finding an accord here. We'll take another sip of the tea. What do you do at night here? Do you entertain yourself, or what is there to do? Kane will interpret the monk's silence as some sort of wisdom thing. And Kane will also remain silent, staring at the monk.
Yeah, and you two will do this until, like I said, you get tired and you head off to bed.
Alrighty. Kane will, tuck in and try to get some sleep. Set his alarm for 8:30.
All right, I'm gonna jump scenes here. I just want to be sure of the scene out.
Sure.
Some point during this time, we'll meet up with Rix, and for whatever reason, this name is not appearing properly. The music's still playing. All right, is Rix here?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so Rix, you're on Earth space dock, having lunch with your sister. As you are explaining to her, or you are basically catching up with her.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm looking at it for a few bits of information. Rix, what is your character's first name? Because I would imagine she would have that familiarity with you.
Well, originally Rix is his first name and Ardon was his last name.
Oh, okay.
But then I didn't like the last name. So I just stuck with Rix.
So Ardon maybe first name?
Yeah, for now it would be Ardon, yeah.
Okay. Well, Ardon, it's not very often that you invite me out to lunch.
I know, but his name is still Rix, but Ardon would be the last name.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Just so I could change her name.
Yeah. Could you say that again, please?
So, Rix, it's not very often that you invite me out to lunch.
Well, it's not too often I get back to Earth, so might as well catch up while we have the time.
This is a surprise. You, of all people, wanting to catch up.
What? Can't I be a good brother for once?
You mean you're actually going to share your innermost feelings with me?
Well, maybe. Depends on how good this lunch is.
It's the best in all of Earth space dock.
Well, let's see what happens then. I understand you've gotten some things to do now.
So you've gotten my letters. Yes, I've recently been assigned a job at the diplomatic corps.
Mom and Dad must be proud. Following in their first footsteps.
Somebody had to. You wanted to go off and play army.
Don't start that again. Just because I'm the black sheep of the family. Which is still a strange Earth saying, but they should be happy now that I'm part of the regular fleet operations and not in the intelligence anymore. Sure that I have them less worried.
We only care about your well-being, Ardon. Or, sorry, Rix.
Yeah, well, it was touch and go there for a while, I have to admit. But still, it's what I enjoyed doing.
I did notice that you have gone through some changes too, as she points to your collar.
Yeah, this black pip is, yeah, it's strange. Never thought I'd get this high up in the chain. What do you think? Does it look good?
I think it suits you. And
Really?
from what I understand, Starfleet is finally putting you in something more cutting edge.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's merely stating that it seemed that they only put you on ships that have a decommission date already on the books.
Now, hang on here. Just because the Excelsior class was old doesn't mean it's out of date. You're gonna get shuttled around in a fair of them yourself, so get used to it.
I suppose I will have to get used to the amount of travel being in the diplomatic corps will surely bring.
It'll do you
But
good.
what about you? Are you ready for this? A new ship? New crew? Points again to your collar. New expectations?
Well, new ship won't be a trouble. I've been on my fair share of ships. And it's still kind of the same old crew. The captain's the same. So far as I know, most of the senior staff is also the same. But yeah, I guess the responsibility is something to get used to. I mean, I still have the same role, but this extra black pip does come with some extra responsibilities. I think I preferred it being on the ground, taking orders sometimes rather than giving them, but I guess that's something to get used to.
Change isn't always a bad thing, Rix. It's how we grow.
Well, that depends on how the change happened. You know, I still can't talk fully about the thing that happened. Had me get out of intelligence, but that still isn't easy to get over.
I understand, but you always seem to be able to land on your feet.
That's because I was trying to. It's instinct. You learn to survive even though feelings come later. Well, what about you? Do you know where you're going next? Getting an ambassadorship, or are you just an emissary now?
Just starting to break in at the start of my career, big brother. So that's mostly low level responsibilities and work.
Hmm.
But no doubt, mom and dad are going to pull some strings and get me on a bigger, more cushy assignment soon.
Take my advice. Don't let them. Get the hardest job you can. It'll make the best out of you.
where would you go if you were in my diplomatic shoes?
Hmm. Well, right now what's hot is Major. Cardassian front is also worrisome. That's where diplomats are most needed.
I'll keep that in mind.
Just don't let Dad lock in on a desk job on Earth. That's where your career ends, you know.
I guess at the end of the day, he would just be looking out for me. Something it seemed that you would never let him do.
Well, I had a goal I wanted to achieve. And in a way I got it. Although the way there wasn't easy, but felt good doing it. Not not having someone lift you up, but you have to actually climb up there yourself. It can make a person out of you. Sure made me. Although at this stage, I'm not sure which ladder to climb. Or I guess I'm climbing on the ladder, I just don't know where it's ending up.
I was wondering when you were going to touch that subject, because it looked to me that something has been eating up at you ever since you sat down.
Well, still my past haunting me, I suppose. There's a few unresolved things that I don't know if I'll ever be able to confront or, well, find out a few things. And at the same time, I have to look forward. I'm climbing in the ranks. And, well, I guess I'm still stuck in the past that I can't really see where I'm supposed to go forward. It's still something that's on my mind, and I don't know yet. Guess you're getting a more of an insight into me than you've ever done.
Well, you've known I have somewhat of a talent for reading people. And as much as you tried to hide it, big brother, I could see right through you.
But please tell me what you see, because apparently I can't see it.
Well, you've mentioned it. You're unsure of yourself. Despite all your big boasting and confidence, it seems to me that you are really lacking in it at the moment.
I don't boast.
It's not words. It's not always words.
And what do you think I should do about it?
I can't pretend to have an idea about what you're going through. Hell, most of your career is classified. I can't even look it up for myself.
No, you'll have to get a bit higher than attaché. Well, at the moment, I'm just going with the flow, as they say. See what happens.
Now, I would imagine that is eating you up.
About as much as I'm gonna eat this delicious bowl of whatever it is. It's delicious. What is it?
It is something called gumbo.
Well, here's the gumbo.
Great. All right, so I think we will do a bit tour of the ship. As Doctor, you get the opportunity to take a look at your brand new sickbay.
Fantastic.
I'd imagine there's probably a few engineers about working on various things, finishing and installing some stuff. If anybody wants to throw in some of the medical supports, have at it.
Just 3 beds. Hopefully, never have a big emergency. One of the newest models of biobeds.
Well, it's a bit cramped. Not as big as the Artemis, but yeah, I could do some.
Size?
I guess I can do some surgery in here if I wanted to.
And that little surgical bay has a computer, or has a special feature I think I'll find very enjoyable. Computer, activate quarantine force field.
And the force field right isolating the biobed turns on.
And I'll walk right up to it. And with this, we can even create specialized atmospheric conditions around the biobed for treating unusual circumstances or even doing bariatric surgery.
Ah, this will keep patients from running.
Among other
Very
things.
good. Like it.
Y'all, is the new sick bay coming up to your standards?
It appears adequate. Giggle is correct, though. It is smaller than the Artemis.
I'm told these new Intrepid classes were coming with the emergency medical hologram system in play. I was sad that this one didn't get it included.
We don't need an extra doctor. We have all the doctors we want.
Yes, but it never hurts to have an extra set of hands in case of an emergency.
I can just rip one off for you.
Not like that. Besides, just having a hand is no good. It needs to be attached to something with medical knowledge. And if you stick it to the wall, I'm making you clean it.
What would be a good place?
Oh. Good news is that my nano tailor is going to be arriving this evening, and they should have it installed before launch. I'll be able to custom make a medical nanobot as I need them.
That would be an advantage.
Going to walk up to one of the engineers on the working on that particular biobed. Any problems?
No, sir. We're just finishing the final calibrations, making sure everything is in order.
Fantastic. And well, let's see how it does with a live subject. Kjal, if you would, and then I'm going to lay down on the bed. Go ahead and run the basic scan.
Yes, Commander. And she'll do a basic medical scan.
All right. Give me a control medicine difficulty of 1, and you could be assisted by the ship's sensors medicine.
Cool. It's caution.
Oh, we'll have complication range 2 because they were still calibrating the thing.
Gotcha. Cool. Biology for a focus?
Yes.
Ew. No momentum. So here goes. And then let me open the ship here. Hey, there it is. Found it. What was the roll for the ship?
Sensors medicine.
Sensors medicine. This roll for the ship would have been great to have a success, but oh well.
You don't
Just
have advanced.
calibrating it.
Do you have advanced sensors or?
Do we?
Yeah, the ship has an advanced sensor system, I believe.
So I believe you get 1 more ship dice if you do.
Yeah, advanced sensor suites. All right, let's try it again. Hey, I'll take
There
it.
we go.
Nice. Good call. Commander, how long has it been since your last checkup?
Let's see. I know I last had one on Starbase 12 maybe a year ago. Why?
Overall good health, but there may be some inflammation around the symbiote connection site. Unjoined, but you may want to investigate that further.
All right, and I'll hop off the bed and I'll swing around and look at my own readings, see what I see.
Giggle comes over. Do I get to cut out something?
No, and no one's turned off the force field yet.
I'd imagine Giggles yelling that from behind it. Try to peer around the corner.
Sounds right.
All right, Doctor, give me a reason medicine. We'll give that a diff 1.
Diff 1? Okay. Let's see here. Is it worth using cautious for? Yeah, I'll take 1 for cautious. One can never be too careful with their own health. And I'm assuming biology focus.
Yeah, we'll let it. Ooh, very good.
And do I roll the ship or does the ship roll as well?
No, because this is you analyzing the data.
Gotcha.
I just gotta type this out for you. Ah, I see the problem. Okay. Well, not too much to worry about. This is fairly normal and unjoined trill. If you would prepare for me, I think it's 10 cc's of triacynine. I'll need 1 of those today, and I think every other day for 2 weeks or so, and it should clear it up. Also,
I'm sorry, I didn't get your names. The technicians working on the biobed. Um, it looks like the neural field analyzer is about 2 microns out of sequence. You'll probably want to adjust that.
Yes,
Otherwise,
sir. Right away, sir.
otherwise, the resolution looks fine. Well done.
Thank you, sir. We'll finish getting it recalibrated.
Very well. Thank you. Walk over to the central console and finally let down the force field so Giggle can get out.
Are you dying, sir?
No, just a little inflammation. It's normal.
Oh, that's a shame.
You're far too eager to cut someone open.
Does it show?
Yes.
Good.
You know, I hear there's a medical exchange program going on with the Klingon Empire. You might feel more at home over there. They love cutting people open. At the very least, it could be an interesting learning experience.
Oh, believe me, Doctor, I've tried. They're far too eager. It's much more pleasant when they don't want to be cut.
I'm going to make a mental note of that particular statement and pass that on to our counselor whenever he returns. And then I'm going to go to my desk and start cruising through the medical database, make sure or see how much of it has been uploaded already.
Alrighty, we'll head to the next part. We'll follow the captain. Captain, you get my message. All right, Captain. So Admiral Gibson has been giving you the grand tour of the ship, and you're in the holodeck. Or sorry, not the holodeck. The turbo lift. Your ship so far.
Just a little bit more advanced than what I'm used to. Of course, I've been used to roughing it on, well, let's just say antique vessels for quite a while.
The USS Akatsuki, Captain, one of the most advanced ships in the fleet. You're one of the very few privileged captains to receive the Intrepid as their first command.
And thank you, sir, for this honor.
Don't thank me, Captain Keir. It was the constant berating from Captain Nolan that earned you this seat. If there is anybody to thank, it should be him.
Speaking of Captain Nolan, how is he holding up with his new first officer?
let's just say he's got his work cut out for him with this one. A young first officer, much like you were, but this one's extremely headstrong.
Reminds me of my youth. I'm sure Captain Nolan will be able to smooth out their rough edges.
Captain Nolan has been earning quite the reputation as being a captain maker. Perhaps after this assignment, we might have to transfer him over to the academy.
Hard bigger shit.
And Captain Keir, you feel the turbo lift come to a halt. Like always, we save the best part for last. Captain, your bridge. And as the Admiral steps out, he'll yell, "Attention! Captain on the bridge!" And all the people working on it will come to attention.
How is everyone? As you were.
And the Admiral will make his way over to the seat, gesture toward the captain's chair. "Why don't you try it on, Captain?"
She sits down, wiggles a little bit in it. So it's more comfy than the old chair, but I'm sure we'll weed out the rough spots on it.
Sure, your chief engineer can get right on that.
Yes. Might have to have someone down at engineering work on it. Currently, Commander Kane is preoccupied with some extended shore leave. Something about broadening his horizons.
Well, he shouldn't take too much longer. He's going to be working on the most advanced warp drive the Starfleet has to offer.
Yes, definitely looking to see what she can do. Warp 9.975 for max cruise and warp 9.8 for emergency use. She's quite the ship.
I see you've been studying the schematics.
Wouldn't be much of a captain if I didn't go over every single schematic the ship has to offer.
Speaking of, there is one more place I have to show you, and he motions over to where the ready room is.
She nods, she gets out the captain's chair and proceeds to hit the. She presumes to ready.
And the Admiral will just move over to one of the chairs waiting for you to sit. Captain, I just got the update from the Utopia Planitia commander. It looks like the ship will be ready to go in about 2 weeks.
That gives us plenty of time to get antiquated with your systems and weed out any problems that we might find.
Have you begun planning your shakedown cruise?
Yes, I thought it would be a good test to test out the warp engines and then a little battle simulation. These test the phaser arrays and the photon torpedo launchers.
Well, we have set up some targets for you around Saturn. We also have the maneuvering obstacle course through the asteroid belt, should you wish to use that.
Well, then we'll try not to scratch the paint, Admiral.
Very good, Captain. Once the shakedown cruise is complete, I'm sure we'll speak again about your official orders.
Understood, sir.
But for now, as the Admiral stands up, adjusts his uniform top a little bit, very Captain Picard-esque, I'll leave you to look over your new ship.
Thank you, Admiral. And, well, I tend to walk the halls here after a little bit. Kind of get a feel for her.
Let me know if anything does not meet with your standards, Captain, and we'll get it fixed.
I'm sure the engineering teams here at Utopia Planitia are doing just fine.
Very good. Congratulations on your new ship, Captain, as the Admiral steps out.
Keir gets up and heads over to the replicator. Computer. Tea. Hot.
And Captain, guys need to stop spoiling it. Captain, the tea you ordered actually turned into a black coffee.
She just kind of sighs and sets the computer to, dematerialize. Computer. Tea. Hot.
This time, Captain, you take your tea and you take a sip, and it's only lukewarm.
She decides, well, that's better. Heads back to her living chair and files a maintenance report to have her healthcare looked at in the captain's.
All right, we're gonna head back to the Himalayan mountain. Kane, you have probably been training with the monk for a few weeks now. And everything that the monk has been trying to train you on, you just don't seem to be grasping. You know, some of the motions, the maneuvers, you know, even some of the meditation techniques, you're just not getting. And the monk will, after your next to try, the monk will say, again!
Kane will take a step back. Are you sure that you're any good as a teacher? I'm not understanding any of this.
Is it the instruction or is it the student?
You ask me, it's a little the instruction. I don't know. I'm usually pretty good at this. All right. Let's try it again. I feel like I'm teaching you to be a good trainer at this point. Jesus. So yeah, Kane will step forward. What sort of activity are they doing right now?
You can narrate whatever you want.
Okay. I enjoy the grasping the pebble thing. So I'll say that Kane and this monk have been here for 4 hours, and Kane has been trying to grasp the pebble each time and can't quite get it before he closes his hand. So Kane will try again.
And so you try and try and try again, and every time you are no closer to actually grasping the pebble. That's the one where you try to take it from his hand, right?
Yes, before he closes it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kane will just say, "Look, I'm clearly looking at it. You were starting to close your hand before I even raised my arm up."
What is the matter, Starfleet officer? You assured me that this training would be easy, that you were the best and most suitable student.
Yeah, like that's kind of what I'm saying. Like everything else I've ever done, just basically knocked it completely out of the park. This. Am I like your first student, maybe? Like, are you just still trying to learn a few things, or? Okay, whatever. Let's try the balancing on a broom thing, I guess. Let's try that again.
You know where they are.
All right. Well, Kane will go back and get one of the brooms, pull it out, And yeah, he'll attempt to balance on top of the broom.
And again, you try this exercise, and no matter how many times you try it, you seem to be no closer to fulfilling the objective.
All right, so he's going to assume that, like, was the monk there viewing him do this, or no?
Yeah, he's probably sat down with a glass of tea by now, but he's still watching you try to do this.
Yeah, I'm gonna be straightforward. I was practicing this in my room last night. I got it. I don't know if you're throwing off my chi or something here. Maybe you need to look in the mirror. All right, all right. Well, I got to get back. I pretty much have to leave tonight. So figure I've got to do one of these things. I challenge you to a sparring match.
Answer me this, Starfleet officer. What is the real reason you have come to my temple?
Well, I thought I was seeking a good teacher, but you know. Uh, I guess I've been driven to prove myself any way I can.
And how do you feel your training has gone, Starfleet officer?
Not well, monk. Not well at all.
And what about other aspects of your life, Starfleet officer?
Well, as much as I try to accomplish. Not well at all, monk.
The monk will finish his tea, set his glass down, and then stand up. Then we are truly ready to begin.
Well, that was very poor timing because I have to leave tonight. Get back to the ship. So, is there anything that I can learn before I go?
The training here is to not prove that you have physical prowess or physical abilities. It is to show and to improve your mental strength. And in that regard, you have been holding yourself back this entire time. It is the reason I keep asking you, why are you here, Starfleet officer? And after 2 weeks, you have finally given me your answer.
Well, Monk, what I said before was true. I do have to be on my way if I want to maintain my position. But I will be back if you'll have me.
We will continue your training. Be ready for when I come seek you out.
Kane will kind of turn and narrow his eyes. Okay. So, will you send me a card before you arrive, or like, how does this work?
I believe you have a shuttle to catch, Starfleet officer.
Thank you, Monk. I appreciate everything that you tried to teach me. I look forward to the next time that you attempt to educate me. He'll bow. I must be on my way. Oh, and he'll reach into his bag. Some extra herb for until we see each other next, I guess. He'll toss it his way.
And before you go, he'll toss it back at you. You will need this far more than I do.
Kane will nod. Hope I don't get arrested for bringing this on ship, and he'll sneak it into his bag. All right, well, don't get too cold and lonely, I guess. And Kane will turn and start walking out of the temple.
All right.
That's when all the other monks start appearing, and there's literally like hundreds of people just hiding from him.
Yeah. Oh, thank God he's gone.
All right, we'll head back to the Akatsuki. It's going to take me a minute to get that name. I'll just throw this in the transporter room where both Rix and Kane are teleported to the ship at the same time.
You forgot the.
Yeah, I see that. Let me do this again.
Ah, Commander Kane.
Commander
Fancy,
Rix.
fancy seeing you here.
Yes. I Hope your leave was pleasant.
It was agreeable. However, I'm eager to return to my duties. How was yours?
I am so much more powerful than when you last saw me. More wise.
Rix is Rix is gonna take a good long look at you. If you say so.
Kane will begin motioning to step off the pad. Let me know the next time you have a pebble in your palm. I'll show you.
I'll be sure to let you know, he says with a great deal of doubt in his voice. Confusion.
Kane will look to the technician. Stand up straight.
Aye, sir.
He'll turn to Rex. I was taught discipline, and I intend to instill that value in the engineering department.
Again looks at you a bit confused. Yes, I agree. Discipline is something every Starfleet officer should keep at heart. I'm glad you're getting into that sense too.
Oh, to be clear, I've realized that the flaw in other people is their discipline. I think I know enough about that.
Rix is just about to say something, but then stops himself and, well, I look forward to seeing what your results will be, Commander.
Of course, Commander. Well, if you'll excuse me, I must see my new domain. And he'll exit out the doors and head to surveil his new lands in engineering.
Rix just says to himself, domain? And then just exits and goes to his quarters to get himself settled in. Oh no, he should probably report to the captain. Yeah, he should report to the captain first.
Alrighty. So we're gonna follow Kane as you go to surveil your domain, as you call it.
Kane walks in. Attention! He'll look around.
And from the center console, you'll just hear in a gruff voice, "Who is this nutter coming aboard my engineering?"
He'll walk up to this strange person. I'm your chief engineer. Who is this?
Ha! You're not my chief. Until I give the okay, this is still my engineering bay.
And you are?
I am the chief engineer aboard Utopia Planitia.
Kane will walk up to him. His voice will get low. He'll stare in his eyes. Do not test me, for I'm wise and so much more skillful than I ever was before.
Is this how you always let him talk to you?
He'll turn to his crew. I have trained these reports since they were babes. Everything that they know is as a result of what I taught them. They're the most
Well, then you must not know a whole heck of a lot.
they're the most loyal people you will ever know. They
Just want to
admire
note
me.
that Garner is desperately trying to not make eye contact with any of them.
They admire me as children do their father. He'll turn to Gardner. He'll point. Especially my Gardner over here. Arlo. My greatest pupil. He'll walk over to Gardner. I've missed you so much, Arlo.
Gardner's just frozen where he stands. He's not moving at all.
Kane will inch closer. How have you fared, my son, while I've been absent?
He looks at you very, very carefully and then just looks back at the station again. Good. Good.
He'll move closer. His voice will go lower. Have you been preparing for a Ryza trip?
Oh. Well, I already have some. Surely. No need to go to Ryza now. uh,
Don't disappoint me, Arlo. And he'll turn. Walk back up. See to it that you finish up here. Let me know.
Oh, no. If you are so confident that you have the best engineering team, well, then surely you don't need my expertise, and you can get this warp core running without me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Prove your worth, as he storms out.
Kane will look around to the engineering crew. We don't need him anyway. We can pull triple duty. Get this thing up and running pretty quickly. All right, guys. Well, I'm honestly pretty beat. I had a long few weeks, kind of sore a little bit. You work out muscles you wouldn't expect to, trying to stand on top of a broom. So I'm going to go check out my quarters and make sure that it's in tip-top shape. You guys let me know when everything's good to go here, okay? All right. Gardner, I'm counting on you. He'll give finger guns.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll be back here after a quick nap, guys. So good to be back. Kane will exit and go to his quarters.
And as soon as Kane leaves engineering, Garner fades.
Meanwhile, on the bridge. All right, Ensign Tyrell. These are the brand new sensors. Top of the line, state of the art. Rather jealous that you get to use these out in open space.
This one?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you gotta hold it down. You gotta hold down the push to talk when you use it.
They look rather intimidating, but will run relatively smoothly, hopefully.
best as I can tell, we've got these sensors running perfectly. I think we could go ahead and get these signed off.
Sounds like a plan.
Have you had the opportunity to check out the science labs yet?
No, not yet. It's been a relatively very busy day.
I think after we get this done, we should. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Then let's get this signed off and hurry over to the science station.
As Rix, you walk onto the bridge.
Turning my character. Didn't mean to do that. As he notices Terrell, he says, it's a Terrell. You're already here.
Yes, I am. I'm enjoying the beautiful science station.
I take it this is quite an upgrade for you, coming from the Excelsior.
Yes, most definitely the best upgrade ever.
I'll have to look at my tactical unit later, see if it holds up to specs.
Well, seeing as this is a new ship, it should hold up to specs and maybe more.
Oh, well, suppose we can get some ounce of fighting in her.
Most definitely.
Do you know if the captain's in?
Maybe look in her ready room.
I'll do that. I'll need to report in. I'll catch up with you later.
Later then.
Rick nods and heads to the ready room.
The door on the other side of the bridge.
Door chirp. Oh, that's a combat.
Oop, that's not it. Where is it? There it is. The captain here. Sorry, Rix, you are getting no response from the ready room.
Well, I suppose I'll have to come back later. Think you'll head up to the tactical station in the meanwhile?
Your captain's attending a briefing on the station.
Ah, I see. Do you mind if
In the
I...
meantime, In the meantime, this is going to be your station. I'm putting the final touches on the programs now.
Very well. Can you give me a rundown of her armaments, please?
Standard phaser arrays, 2 forward, 1 aft. 2 torpedo launchers, forward and aft. This here's your shield capacity. Structural integrity readouts. Internal sensors, turtle force field. Control.
Multiphasic force fields. Interesting. And shields.
Yes, yes, all very top of the line stuff.
Very well. When will you be done with your work?
I run my security installation teams at peak efficiency. This is the last of it.
I understand, then I won't get in your way. I appreciate leaving one's work to their own.
If you have any questions about the systems, I suppose you could ask me. But I'd expect a security officer to know this by now.
Well, anything I don't know will be sussed out once we run a few practice rounds. Unless there's anything specific you need to tell me about the integration of the binaural gel packs.
This to be the fastest target lock you have ever had the pleasure of commanding. But do me a favor. Don't overload those phaser arrays until you have properly broken them in. I don't want you turning this ship around the first time you go to fire them and causing my team weeks of extra work.
I'll be sure to make a note of that, thank you. Where is the ship's armory?
Deck 7, Section 19.
Very well, I'll head there and make some inspections. Thank you for your time.
He'll just kind of give a and then get back to work.
Just gonna walk over to the turbolift and then just quickly mention to, oh, and by the way, Ensign Terrell, I'd be careful around Commander Kane for now. He's acting a bit pompous, is the only word I can describe him for now.
He did look a little pompous.
Not quite sure what he's been doing, but he was heading off to his domain. Not sure what that means, but I'm sure we'll find out eventually.
His domain is his room. He's taking a nap. Leave him be.
Oh, I don't think he meant his quarters. Anyway, I'll head down to the armory.
I will heed your advice. I will be on my toes while he's around.
Very good. I'll see you later.
Enjoy the armory.
Oh, I will. It's been too long. Rick heads into turbolift and heads down to the armory.
Just realized it's 3 o'clock already, and I still have things to do. Any scenes anyone would like to do in the couple weeks leading up to the launch? Did you have something you want to run, Captain? All right, there's probably one more I'm going to run. If y'all want to throw your tokens in here at a certain whatever seat you want.
How do I do that? Huh.
Right, Captain. Final checklist for dry dock preparedness. Security tactical. All systems installed and functioning on my end, Admiral. Engineering. I did my job. Now it's up to him to do the rest. As he points at you, Kane.
Well, all I can say is I'm glad that I got there in time. My crew is more than capable of handling anything that, well, he would have.
He just kind of gives like a laugh grunt.
Kane will just look at him. Do not test me. Then he'll look around the room.
Sounds like a challenge to me.
I'd like to. Wait, do we have momentum? Yeah, we do have momentum. I'd like to spend a momentum for a read the room, for my read the room talent.
All right. I believe that allows you to ask a question, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And I'm just my simple question is: is Kane acting way above his normal behavior, so to speak? Can't I minimize this?
I think that's a question for Kane.
Yeah, so does your talent allow you to read people's mental or emotional states, or is it just...
Let me see what the details of it is. Once per scene, you may spend one momentum to ask the game master a question about the situation without needing to perform a task, as if you spent momentum to obtain information.
So I think
it's not very deep.
so I guess the question would be, is Kane acting like himself? I
Yeah.
think is.
I'll say he's acting much more pompous and full of himself than even he used to. Especially in the conference room where he used to somewhat control it. But if you're very observant, you do detect some hesitation, and it's not like a full force behind that confidence.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you.
All right, once the smoke settles, the Admiral will turn to sensors and science. The Andorian on the right will answer up. All systems operational, sir. Medical? How are you faring, Doctor?
My last inspection of the facility said all things were go. The new biobeds are better than I imagined. Even picked up a little bit of inflammation I didn't know I had. The nanite fabricator is online, and as soon as I have genetic profiles ready for the entire crew, I can start custom making little bots for the job.
And then the Admiral will tap a few more things on his data pad, slide it over to the Captain. Captain, the ship has been signed off from the Utopia Planitia department heads. Looks like the ship is officially yours.
Thank you, Admiral, and please convey my gratitude to all of your team members at each of your departments at Utopia Planitia for doing such quick work on getting this ship ready.
I'll express your gratitude, Captain. And as he stands up, I'll leave the ship in your capable hands. As they'll walk out, leaving the senior staff to have their first official briefing.
I trust everyone is well rested.
Yes, sir. Rested and ready to go.
Aye, sir. Ready to get underway.
As ready as I'll ever be, Captain.
Ready and waiting, Captain, to get started.
Well, to ensure that the Utopia Planitia teams didn't miss anything, we are going to conduct some maneuvering around the asteroid belt, followed by a series of tactical and space combat drills around Saturn.
A prudent course of action, Captain.
And after the words, a little speed test to make sure the warp drive is in. Perfect operational norms.
Any particular destination?
From what I told you, we'll be heading back to our usual operating zone. But no official words for now. Till now, it's going to be a shakedown cruise. Make sure we get all the kinks out of the ship.
I fully support that, Captain. Especially given what I've seen of that guy's work. It would be good to make sure everything is in order.
This will
Well then.
also be a good opportunity for the crew to familiarize themselves with the ship and its capabilities.
Well then, I think everyone to your stations.
Yes, ma'am.
Aye, Captain.
Yes,
Rix is going to hang back a little bit, wait until the others leave. Captain, one thing I'd like to mention, if I may.
Of course. What's on your mind?
Well, I can't help but I've noticed that Lieutenant Commander Kane is acting somewhat out of sorts. I'm a little bit worried. Not that he's not himself, or that he's who he is, rather, but he has adopted some form of strange attitude towards his work. I'm a little bit worried that it might affect both him and the department he works for.
Do you think it's a mental strain? I didn't sense anything other than, well, his usual uneasiness. Can it? His attitudes were a little bit the
I'm not
outpompous than
sure.
usual.
I'm not sure, Commander. It's just a feeling, instinct at this point. However, I'd like to recommend that the doctor have a talk with him, perhaps, or perhaps when the counselor's back on the board, they just have a talk. Nothing more at this moment.
Then I suggest you file a report and make sure that you are right detailed. In the report for the medical department to follow up on.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time.
Now, shall we test out our new phasers?
Gladly, Captain. Let's see how much of a punch she's got.
And Keir stands and heads to the bridge.
And Rix follows.
We ever make a first officer?
I was going to ask about that. Who's going to be
Yeah,
the
that was
first
the
officer?
question I had.
I mean, that can be Kane's engineering station while on the bridge, so you know.
Could we technically engineering stations here?
I was totally kidding.
I mean, Kane with his attitude probably thinks he's the first officer.
I mean, if somebody's in line for it, you know. But no, in all seriousness though, where is the engineering station? Okay.
You
Good
could be there if you want. I just threw a random engineer there.
Yeah, no worries. Good for future reference, either way.
You know, in case you wanted to be on the bridge for the launch out of dry dock and whatnot.
Actually, excellent point.
And Doctor, I believe the medical station is this one.
I think there was just an auxiliary science station, but I can be sat there for launch if we'd like.
This is technically science. That's ops, security, engineering, helm, blah. And that's the auxiliary station.
I mean, all consoles can be adjusted to fit the position
Yeah,
it's
whatever
supposed to have anyway, so.
Yep. Yeah, whatever we need.
I mean, if you want me on the bridge monitoring life support, I can do that.
We're just going by what Voyager usually has.
I was pretty sure the bridge had an auxiliary or secondary science station.
Could be that. I just know that if it was either a secondary science or a medical thing, it was normally this one.
Yeah, that's where Samantha Wildman was when she was
Yeah.
had something to do on the ship. So
Yep. All right, so next week we got to figure out first officer. But in the meantime, Captain, take her away.
Helm, single docking control for departure.
Docking control signaled, Captain. They're giving us the green light.
Clear all mornings.
Morning's cleared.
Ensign, take us out.
Right. If somebody wants to give me a control con div 0 comp 2.
I was gonna say if we wanted Gus to do the role, but or whoever wants to.
I could throw
So-
Gus. I just threw somebody in there.
Who's Elena's usual player?
The captain, actually.
Oh,
But we could have whoever we want there.
I can do Gus for now, and we can figure it out later if we want to change.
I'll do Elena if we want.
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay. All right, and you said Control Con?
Yep, Diff Zero Comp 2.
Diff Zero,
Assisted
Comp 2.
by the Engines Con Comp 2.
All right, and Lena has a helm operations. Focus.
Yep.
And I'll give you 1 threat for a bold die.
Okay, just need the ship.
Was Engines Con.
Yep. Right, so it looks like you are maxed with 1 over. Right, the ship slowly moves forward, thrusters only, to get out of the dry dock. And after a few moments, the sensors are reading that it has cleared the docking pylons.
Captain, we've cleared the docking slip. Full impulse available.
Thank you, Ensign. Proceed at maximum impulse to the asteroid field.
Aye, sir. Setting course. And do you want me to roll for that as well?
Nah, this one's pretty easy.
Okay. She's got astronavigation.
Yeah, I was trying to find a meme of Voyager launching, but I can't find one, or a GIF of it.
I don't think there was ever one of
No, I don't think there is
Voyager.
one. No.
Yeah, we first see it tied up to Deep Space Nine.
Oh, that's right, that did start there. All right, speed of plot. Unless there's any roleplay you guys want to do, we'll get to the asteroid field.
I'm good. Oh, good here.
All good. Although someone will need to take over for me. I need to get over to the chemist before they close for the day. I need to pick up some medications.
Can throw in Gus there then. In that case.
Shift change.
Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Yep, sure can.
Check, check.
Yep, we hear you.
Captain heading into the asteroid field.
Her voice stopped working.
Helm, you should see the course outlined in your navigation. You may proceed. Best possible speed.
Oh yeah, we're going fast, aren't we? Never gone this fast since, well, yesterday. Plotting course now, Captain.
Try not to scratch the paint.
Oh, you won't feel a thing. Do I need to roll something?
Sorry, trying to get her voice stuff working.
Okay.
This will be a daring or control con. It's called Div 2 Comp 3.
Div 2 Comp 3. Okay.
Assisted by Engines Con.
This would be an activation for him, technically. Ba, 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 ba. Well, I can do some things. What does this one do? Never mind. I'm gonna give you a threat for bold. And I'm going to buy an additional dice above that, so 2 dice, or 2 momentum. 4 dice. I have a focus in impulse engines and astronavigation. Does that work?
Impulse engines. Sure.
Cool. Complication was 2.
Comp is 3. It's Div 2
3.
Comp 3.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. Cool. Rolling. I can re-roll the 18. Three. Yeah.
Alright, just need the ship.
Ship. There. Engines con, you said. Does this have anything that I should know about? It's just warp drive. No. Task 1, focus.
Alright, gain 2 momentum.
There we go.
Alright, as Gus starts piloting the ship, Gus, with your little bit of a daredevil approach to piloting, you really push the thrusters and impulse and inertial dampers to their limits. You're following the course, but you're getting like really close to the edges of those asteroids as you're maneuvering and turning and dipping, diving through the asteroid belts. In some cases, some of the smaller pieces of asteroids do bounce off the hull as the deflector shields are a bit overloaded with your maneuvers at times, but you make it through to the other side relatively unscathed and with your adrenaline pumping as you come out to the other side and start flying your straight and level.
Woohoo! That was fun. Oh, can we do that again, please?
I think you nicked the paint there. Anyway,
Oh,
good job.
she's not used to me yet. She'll get there.
Set course for Saturn.
Aye, Captain. Course for Saturn plotted.
Engage.
All right, we'll head down to engineering really quick as you enter. Amelia May, after analyzing the impulse flight, will say, Commander Kane, our impulse engines were well into the red line. Sir.
What the hell are they doing? Tap his comm badge. I don't think I have the chirp. Oh, I do. Awesome. Engineering to bridge.
Bridge here. What's your problem?
Captain, I don't know what you all are doing up there, but we're redlining the impulse engines a bit. You might want to tell your con officer to cool it down.
It's all part of the shakedown cruise. Commander.
Well, Captain, know that you just saw the likely the limit of what you can do. All right, we'll let you know if anything else comes up. Engineering out. We'll look around. Well, we're going to have to improve that. Probably one of the many things that we'll have to get in tip-top shape after that doofus supposedly got everything set up for us. May, tell me if anything looks off. Deca, well, I'd like you to do a diagnostic. Total ship. Level 1, if you can't find anything level 1, level 2, just keep going until you find something. I'm sure there's something there. Katala. More thought against the virtual cat show circuit. There's one coming up this year, and I think you and I could really do some damage.
Perhaps it's best to focus on the shakedown cruise, Commander.
Never change, Katala. Oh, and never tell me what to do. Gardner, can I see you over here on the other side of the warp core? Quickly.
Yes, sir. Oops. I can't move Gardner unless I move the whole engineering department.
Let me delete him, put him back in.
Gardner, the character, is probably just refusing to move from the station.
No, I think
That-
the entire department is behind him. That's why. Okay, now it works. Yes, Commander.
Gardner, Kane will step forward. You know you've been my finest student. You know that, right?
Yes, Commander.
Well, in preparation for your further studies, I wanted you to have those. He'll take out his puka shell necklace from Ryza. Push his hand forward.
Oh, thank you, sir.
He'll reach out and put his hand on Gardner's shoulder. One of my most prized possessions, Arlo. Every night before you retire, I want you to look down at this puka shell necklace and imagine. Right here, and he'll point towards the center of his forehead. In your mind's eye, how amazing our trip to Ryza is going to be.
Yeah, yes, Commander. He says with both fear, confusion, and anxiety in his voice.
Kane will just stare into his eyes for a few seconds. Now, back to your station. We'll continue this conversation later.
Yes, sir.
Make me proud, Arlo.
I'll try to.
And before Kane even hears that, he'll walk away.
All right, back on the bridge. We'll go ahead and have you guys drop out a warp at Saturn, just outside of the rings.
And we're here. One of the smoothest warp drives I've ever experienced. They really put work into this. Although the Leopold's engines could still use some work.
Only you guys could redline the impulse engines.
Well, if the ship can't handle me, then it's not worth even putting it to service, ma'am.
She taps on the center console for an all hail.
Do I have that sound effect still? I don't have the whistle. Thank you, whoever did that.
You're welcome.
You need to record that for us, Rix. That was almost perfect.
I can just whistle it every time. I'm a musician after all.
All
Rix will
crews,
be
this
the
is the
personal
captain.
sound effect.
All crews, this is the captain. We'll be engaging in a simulated battle. Please man your posts. Repeat, this will be a simulated battle. Fix, sound red alert.
Aye, ma'am. All hands, red alert. To battle stations.
All right, and appearing on your sensors, simulated, of course, two Maquis Raiders flying in formation coming up from behind the ship.
Helm evasive maneuvers. Tech pattern. Cure Omega 3.
Oh, you got some own fancy moves, so I'll try them out, Captain.
I would like to roll for a trait for the attack
Okay.
pattern as a plan of action. What is...
So yeah, traits are difficulty 2 normally, right?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, this will probably just be a difficulty 2 presence command, probably.
Take a threat. Take strategy tactics for focus.
Sure will.
And must reroll an 18.
Looks like you get a momentum out of it.
Spend 2 to keep the initiative. And have
All right.
Helm go.
All right, what's the orders for hell?
Evasive.
Evasive action.
Yeah, since I created the trait, planet action, it will generate 2 bonus momentum. And I did take methodical planning, so I can free assist if the trait's being...
That would be daring con.
Methodical planning's really good.
And structure con. Okay, do you want to roll the ship?
Excuse me. Yeah, sure.
Structure con for the ship. Let's see. What would be the difficulty of this?
Let's see.
There is no
Evasive.
roll
so
for
it'll
evasive.
move.
There's no roll
Oh,
for
it,
evasive.
it's. I believe it's opposed when they try to
okay,
attack.
I see. Okay, never mind. So what do you want him to do?
It's pretty much you just declare for your turn that you're doing evasive, and then whenever you're shot at, that's when you get the roll.
Okay.
For what's his bucket?
Yeah, you can still
For
do
Gus.
the minor and move 1 zone for like thrusters or 2 zones for impulse.
Okay, do we want to move closer or further away?
I say you move to here. Just do an impulse there.
So closer to them, okay. And Gus enters the commands and swings the ship around. Coming into attack range.
All right. Does it pass?
And asked you, as we...
All right, the lead Maquis Raider will get to within weapons range, making it an apparently attack, a very apparent attack run on your ship. I will spend 2 to keep initiative. And so they're going to be firing phasers at you, Rix. So I believe you get to set the difficulty by rolling the dice.
Okay, please walk me through this.
All right, so it's just a basic task roll, and then the number of successes you get is the difficulty.
So what do I roll? Is it a controlled security?
It's for Gus. Maybe Gus that rolls. So
Yeah.
Oh,
daring.
Gus. Oh, this is the evasive.
Yeah, this is the daring,
I see.
daring con with the structure con.
This is the evasive maneuvers, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, daring con. Assisted by blah blah blah. I'll give you bold for threat. I have focus in impulse engines or astronavigation. Do any of those work?
No, this would be like helm ops or evasive maneuver, something like that.
Yeah, I don't have any of those. So, but do I get an activation with this character? Keir, can you confirm?
Yeah, I thought you already did that, but yeah, you do.
Yeah, I haven't. So I could add a focus. Focus. Do I add evasive maneuvers or do I add
Cool.
helm operations?
Go with helm operations,
Yeah,
because
I'm gonna do
I want
that.
to. Gus and Walker need to be built differently, and I was building Walker as more of an invasive helm.
Okay. Helm operations. And I did that, so let's go for that. There's no complication, no, so let's roll. Okay, and then can you roll the ship? Structure con. Ooh,
And then Kira, I believe you assist.
Yeah, I rolled the assist. Assuming it's presence command, but I rolled a 1, so.
pretty cool.
Yep.
Cool. So structure con.
Yes.
Yep.
Boom.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Ooh, not good.
I don't know, I can't re-roll that with my bolt, right? Let's see what it says.
No.
I think it's just my own dice.
All right, so it looks like a difficulty 4 with a complication.
Doesn't say, but I think
there's
that's the case.
2 bonus momentum QE. He set to crew trait.
Yeah.
That the evasive doesn't. It's sort of kind of in a nice easy pattern, so it kind of negates the difficulty increase for when we
Yeah,
cheat.
I'll allow that. Yep, we'll go with that. All right, so this will be a difficulty 4 for them. Ah, there it is. Holy complications, Batman. All right, so they come up and they're able to hit your shields, ultimately doing 5 damage, reduced for your resistance.
So 1 shield.
So 1 shield. And a couple things happen. As Gus is maneuvering, the impulse engines again hit the red line, potentially causing Gus to have to slow down a bit. Otherwise, risk burning out the impulse drive totally. And you are reading from their ships that they just burnt out their phaser banks from the lead vessel. Since they got 2 freaking complications on that roll. It'll pass to you.
Let's do a scan for weakness. But going for piercing on the first raider.
All right, so Amy, this is going to be a control science with a difficulty of 2, and it'll be assisted by the ship's sensors security. And then remember, you could buy more dice with momentum or threat.
Can I use sensor apps?
Yeah. Hit perform task. And then you're going to click on use focus. And then you just got to determine how many dice you want to buy.
Can I buy 2?
So you could either pay 3 momentum for that, or a threat and 2 momentum, or 1 momentum, 2 threat, whichever you wanted to do.
I'll do 2 momentum.
And a threat? Okay.
Yeah.
So then
How many
number of
dice?
For number of dice, you click 4. But then just remember that you have a focus to click the top box. Okay, then just need captain's assist and ship assist. Look at the captain go.
What's the ship roll?
Somebody's got it.
Wait, why does Keir
Got it.
assist?
Trait.
She activated a trait with a plan of action, and then one of her talents allows her to assist
Okay,
with those if it applies to the plan of action stuff.
okay, thank you.
She used traits to make her character do stuff like this. So. Yeah, if you wanted to post the trait so Rix can see it. So yeah, it's really 2 talents.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so you technically gain 6. You have found a weakness, probably you find a weakness along 2 plates of shielding that exposes the EPS power grid that you could probably exploit.
Can we crit a trait on that if that area is targeted, that the damage is increased?
Sure.
Like sort of a negative trait to go against them?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably allow an extra half damage if you target that spot, but you'd have to target it. So you'd have to use the tactical targeting. Like treat it like a target.
Okay.
Targeting solutions.
Yeah.
And then we'll spend the last float, and then one momentum to keep the initiative, and have Risk go. And Risk, you can target that spot.
Yeah,
I'm
I
assuming
think
this is on
got
engine.
it. Let's see what I have.
Yeah, this would fall to engines.
If you make an attack, you may use the swift action momentum spent for one momentum roll. Major. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, let's see. Well, one thing I just wanna check here. Do phasers have any qualities? I don't remember where they are in the book. Where I can read about them.
Versatile.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna do. Let me find the thing here so I can work through it.
Yeah, the problem is
For-
they're not put in the Starship combat section of what the weapon types do. So you got to go to a different thing to get to.
Attempting starship attack. Okay. So first, I want to do targeting solutions. You lock target sensors onto an enemy vessel. Select an enemy vessel within long range. Yeah. On the next attack, the vessel either re-roll a d20 on the task or choose which of the target systems are hit by the attack rather than rolling. That's my minor action.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're gonna do the firing, and I'm gonna fire phasers. Attempt a control security task assisted by the ship's blah 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 blah. For an energy weapon, the difficulty is 2. We are with. I will just select the closest one.
Okay, and then because they technically did an attack pattern, your difficulty will be 1.
Okay. So control security. I will. Yeah, I'll give you a threat for bold. Why not? Should be enough. I have focus in phasers, if that will apply.
Is this hand phasers or ship phasers?
I didn't specify. Kept it general. So you be the judge.
All right, here's how I'll judge this. I think this either needs to be shipboard phasers or hand phasers. Because I don't think it would apply to both.
It would probably have been handheld because my character is pretty much built for ground combat. So.
Okay. Yeah.
So no focus. 3 dice. And go. Okay, that's still a very good roll. But I can't re-roll that 20 though. Or I can, but I do want to use the targeting solution we have, so.
You need a reroll. You can reroll it with your. You have bold, right?
Yeah, but I couldn't use. Oh no, I can use it. Never mind. It's focused on the focus, but yeah, no, I can reroll it. Just don't have any focus. That's why. Okay, that's better.
And then there should be weapons security for the ship. So you're going to gain 4 momentum here. So I believe you're at 3 float.
Mm-hmm.
We're at 7 float as the bonus.
Jesus. All right, how much
Who's the
damage
task?
are they taking?
Does it 7? Hey, I want to
it
push
was
the button.
piercing.
Yep, so bypasses their
Uh,
resistance.
So that's 6 against her shield. We have 7 float. And a straight to engines. We could do 3 more points of damage because we can only use it on devastating, or either devastating attack or.
Oh, wait.
You know.
I said you were gonna do half damage if you
Right.
targeted it. So it's actually
And
gonna
we
do
did.
3 more. So they are taking a breach. I believe a breach. Hold on.
Well, they're shaken. Unless they're at 25.
Um,
I just know they're shaken right now. This is the part of the shake.
all right. They're 1 point from getting 2 of those things.
Oh, was gonna spend 6 of that for an extra 3 more points of damage. So that would bring up the
Alright.
total to
12, right?
yeah.
Okay, please walk me through because I want to be the one who
Right. So
decides what to do, please.
okay.
Just
So-
walk me through how it works.
Because there was some trace we created earlier on, so we got half damage. So we did the base 6. We already did piercing, so we nullified the resistance. So we were doing a total of 9 damage at beginning. There are 7 float to spend for revenge creation. You only have 2 options to spend that float on. Well, actually 3.
And the damage and
Use it-
devastating attack.
Yes, and then the other option is to spend 2 of that to do a swift test, but you want to probably. The idea for this is you want to do as much damage as possible, since we also have a lot of
Well, the
momentum.
thing is,
What?
I have fire at will. If you make an
Yes.
attack, you may use the swift action momentum spent for 1 momentum rather than 2. But the second major
Yes.
action you take must be an attack.
Yes,
I
but
can
we
do
also
that.
lose the piercing quality on the second attack. So what
Mhm.
you want to do is maximize the most damage on this first hit. So if we spend
Is the piercing
we have
because
a
of
lot
the
of-
trait we had?
the piercing is for the skin of weakness, which goes away after this attack.
A scan for weakness, okay. I see.
Yeah. So if you spend the other last float plus a momentum, we will drop their shields on this attack. And that will give them a breach to engines.
Would actually give them 2 breaches because you're already at
Yeah,
1
'cause
breach
they're
for being
shaken.
below 25.
Yeah, and they're because they're shaken. So
Would we still have momentum left for another attack?
we still have
Yes.
5, but with just that,
Yeah.
because you could also spend 2 more of that. If
I
you
kind of
want.
wish I could see the Maquis stats. Is there a way to do that?
There should be a bar on the bottom. That's their shield. Like I'll play with it a little bit.
That would be nice to know. And you can. Nothing's happening when I select them or anything, so.
Just hover over it so that the red box appears.
Okay,
And then
yeah,
at the
no.
bottom,
updated
you should
the
see a
token.
little bar.
It's hard to see.
Like, do you see that little?
Yeah, I see
that
it.
little bar at the
Just
bottom?
hard to judge from the little bar, but yeah.
Yeah.
If we spend. If you go down to 3 momentum by spending 2 momentum to do devastating, that's half of our initial damage. Which is more than enough to get another breach.
Okay, how much shields do they have now? Right now,
Well,
All right,
they should be
without
at zero.
doing-
before we make the attack.
Without doing anything else, before like exactly when you asked like to go over the numbers, they were at 1 shield left.
One
right
shield
now
left.
they are at 1 breach that are engines, because they were shaken at 50. Then they were still shaken at 25, so they take a breach because of that. If the
Right.
shields go down, they take 2 breaches, which I believe, because they're scale 3, would destroy their systems.
Okay,
Would
so we
destroy
definitely
their
want
engines.
to. Yeah, so we want to take down the
would
shields.
destroy the. Yeah, it would destroy the engines, but then you can disable it by doing one more breach. So if you do disabling attack, that will actually disable the raider
Okay.
because it would be at
So
their
we.
scale.
So we spend 2 added damage then. So to the total of 4 momentum.
What? Oh, we've already hit one flow plus the other, and that should have dropped their shields. Doing that. And then just 2 more going out of 3 momentum for devastating. That would give an extra breach. But it's a random system. But the total breaches would equal to 3.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that. And if we have
And it-
more left after that, I would like to get an attack on the other.
So you want to do it
Raider.
with swift task. And you have fire wheel, right?
Yes. I have
So
fire
it's
will,
a 1
so
momentum.
it only costs
Yeah.
1 momentum. I will take another shot at the other raider without the
Okay,
stun
So-
weakness perk.
You can't use phasers. You'd have to be photon torpedoes because they're in wall.
They're further away, okay. So yeah, photon torpedo.
So before we head to the other ship, you guys did devastating.
Yes, we did devastating. So it was just half. Of what our last total damage was, which is more than enough to bypass the resistance to do, damage to it. Put tractor to the.
All right, shields are down. If the damage reduces the ship's shields to 0, and they're down, the ship suffers breach. Okay, so then you did another attack, which is called devastating. It didn't matter because their shields are down, so they're taking another breach to a random system. That system doesn't really matter because they're at breaches equal to their scale, so they are critically damaged. All right, so that should be that ship taken care of. And is out of the fight.
Okay, and now there's another attack. Torpedo volley on the other ship. Which
Hi,
is a
Mike.
difficulty
doing?
3.
How you doing, salvo?
No, I'm just using a single shot, not salvo. Just an expression. I'll give you another bold. Another threat for bold. I'll actually let's see how much momentum do we have.
Right, torpedoes are still diff 2, right? Like they did
Diff
away
3.
with the.
This
They're-
three.
they are
Diff 3.
Okay. Then
Wait,
does it
it's
increase
just-
by 1 for swift task, or do you have a talent to reduce that?
No, it would probably be. It doesn't say anything about lowering difficulty, so it would probably be +1 difficulty, so difficulty 4 for the torpedo. But I still want to try and do it. And question is, do I buy a moment another dice? I'll do this. I'll give you another threat, and I'll spend another momentum for a second dice. So I have 4 total. No
How much threat are you
focus.
giving me? 2?
I'm giving you a total of 2. 1 for the bolt and 1 for the dice.
He has to get one for the torpedo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Just need Keir and Chip. Finally, Keir does not get a critical success. Gain a momentum out of that.
My torpedo sound effect didn't work. Shit.
All right. What's the photon torpedo damage coming at me?
That's 5.
And these are reduced with resistance, right?
Probably.
Yes.
All right. Currently, with nothing else added, they pretty much took the torpedo salvo right on their shields while at full strength and are taking 2 damage to shields.
You have
Captain,
two
the first
bonus
ship is disabled, and we have damaged the second one. But their shields are still up.
You do have 2 bonus that you can spend. Either do extra damage or devastating attack.
No, I want to save that for later.
On the bars you
For
can't
someone
save.
else.
It has to be spent. The bars has to be saved. Or has to be used. It can't be saved.
Where did I get those from?
The planned action.
Oh. Let's do a devastating attack then.
He wouldn't do anything. Because it would hold the resistance.
Roll an additional system. That system suffers a hit, dealing half the attack's damage, rounding up. Okay, I need to read through these rules later. Let's just do added damage then. It's 1 more damage to the shields. That's my turn.
What did you do? For the
Added
bonus?
damage. Added damage.
Okay. All right, so they took 3 out of that torpedo hit. All right, does it pass back to them, or do you want to keep? I'm not sure if you can keep.
It passes in because we kept earlier, so.
All right. Second one makes an attack run. And they also will attempt to fire phasers at you.
And this would also
you'd had to
be
keep-
evasive action then, because all attacks against your ship became.
Oh yeah.
become
Sorry.
opposed tasks, so.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, set the difficulty. Sorry, I forgot that.
Yeah, I'm just saying it.
Um.
You'd also have to keep because attack round is a helm operations.
Yeah. I am keeping. So there's the 2 threat to keep. Ricks, they are going to fire phasers, so have Gus roll for
Yeah.
evasive.
I'll give you a
That's the
threat
difficulty.
for bold.
He probably want to roll more than. You probably want to roll like 3 dice for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
No, more than 3. Like
Yeah, more than
4.
3. Well, then I'll have to spend the momentum. 4 dice. Focus, helm operations, and roll. Gonna re-roll the 19. Better. Kane, do you want to roll a structure and con again?
Yeah, sure thing.
Don't be a 20.
No guarantees.
We're looking at a diff 3.
That's 3 total.
All right, they are going to fire. I don't know how your fancy firing mechanism works. They're coming in with phaser banks of 5 damage.
Oh wait, the torpedo shouldn't have. The torpedo salvo shouldn't have hit before. Until the next start of next your turn, all attacks made by your ship suffer +1 difficulty from the evasive action. So the torpedo shouldn't. Torpedo attack shouldn't have hit.
No, we negated that with a talent.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Talent, trait. He negated it with a trait.
All right. So 5's coming at you. How much did you take?
1.
Jeez. Okay. 1. I'm gonna give you 2 more. Spending 4 threat. And then, do I swift task? I think I swift task, right?
You clear. You can't with NPCs.
Oh, okay. Then it passes to you.
Uh-huh. That leaves Kane.
Alrighty.
You want to regen shields?
Yeah, I'll take your suggestions. Sorry, I was multitasking a bit. So yeah, let's roll to regenerate shields.
That
Let
or
me
you
get there.
could.
'cause I'm looking at the button.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
I was just gonna look at your talents real quick.
Yeah, scanning through mine too.
So you could reroute power if you want. Which uses a reserve power, but you can choose a system which gains leadership rolls an automatic 1 for that. Yeah.
So if I reroute power,
If you reroute power to like weapons, then the ship automatically rolls a 1. you have more power, so you can spend 2 lead if you generate it. You can have it gained to 2 systems instead of 1.
All right, yeah. Let's do that, and let's hope I generate some momentum. GM, what's the roll for that?
Hold on, I don't think that is a roll. I think you just do it by spending the.
No,
by
it's
spending
a
the reserve
control
power. I
plus
think it's just
engineering task. No, it's a control engineering task difficulty 1. Precise regain power. Hero power. Phew.
Price.
Now there's no task to it.
Yeah, because of the power requirement, I think you just do it, and then the regain is the task. Because I'm not seeing a roll for it. It's just a thing you do.
Okay. Yeah, and we don't have momentum, so I wouldn't be able to spend it yet.
So you get to pick which system you want to have on there. So
Rix, do you want weapons?
I mean, what bonus will it add?
The ship roll automatically rolls a 1.
Yeah, that's nice. I'll take that.
Done. Cool. All right. So Kane will reroute power to the weapons.
I believe the turn passes to them.
Okay.
It costs additional threat to attack again. That's what you're doing.
Nope.
Just FY.
Nope.
Okay.
I am not. Your turn. As you just, as your sensors read that they just scanned your vessel thoroughly.
I don't need to go again, so why don't we start with this scan for weakness? And then because we're at the start of a new round.
I'm agreed on that.
Chrissy has cautious sight, so we're at momentum.
Is that always how it works, huh? Alright, so Captain wants you to do a scan for weakness. This will be control security, diff 2, assisted by sensor security.
Can I use my focus?
Yeah.
Sensor up.
Yep. No, but you could use threat.
Let's take a threat.
And then just on the dice roll 3 dice. Alright, got there. Just need the captain and the ship.
I can roll the ship. What was the roll?
Sensors security.
One sec. All right, that's 2. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm not sure I need to roll for the ship anymore tonight.
Your not looking over the ship is coming back to bite you.
I know.
Right, you
There's
gain 2
more
momentum.
Yeah, we have the 2 bonus. Can we use the bonus to create a trait? On that scan of
What trait would
weakness?
you like to create? Which trait?
How to say the the trait finds a ship does or for that particular scan of weakness, ship gains the additional +2 bonus as well, temporarily.
Yeah, that's fine with me. All right, and then complication. I'm gonna take that as threat, I believe.
I don't think we have no choice but to kind of keep the initiative on this and have Rix go.
Spend the momentum.
Your epics.
Okay, so what's the status of the ships? One completely out, and we only have one left. Is that correct?
Yeah, the closer one is knocked out. The only one still in the fight is the one that's a little bit farther away, but it is in your phaser range.
Okay. And did we succeed on the scan for weakness?
Yes.
Yes. Just want to read what that does again, just so I have an idea of how it helps.
It gives the scan for weakness. There's really 2 options with it. It can either do 2 additional damage, or it gives it the piercing quality, which completely negates resistance. And then because of the trait, both are actually going to apply on the next weapon attack.
Okay. Because what I was ultimately asking is, can I just go for a where is it again? Let me find it. Can I do for calibrate weapons here, or do I need to do a targeting solution to like I did before for a trait we did? Do I need to target anything specific, or will just maximizing damage as much as possible do? That's my question.
You don't have to target the attack this time, because this is included in the scan for weakness, so it's your choice.
Good. Then I will do calibrate weapons, minor action. On your next attack, the ship's weapons increase the weapon's damage by 1. And I will fire phasers on the remaining ship. And so, let me go down here. I'll give you a bold, or a threat for bold, rather. So, and do we have anything that negates the, oh wait, no, the evasive action would be up at this point, right? So we don't get an increased difficulty.
It really goes until their next turn.
Yeah, and then they did an attack run. They did attack run again, so this will be a different one.
I want to generate as much momentum as possible. short spending purposes.
That means giving him more threat, but I guess I'll do that. I'll give you 2 more threat then for an additional dice. No focus and roll. 4. And then the ship had rolled an automatic 1, correct?
Correct. So yeah, we don't need to roll the ship.
So 6, 7 successes.
And so you gain 6 momentum for the diff 1.
Cool.
All right. How much damage is coming at me?
Okay, where are their shields at
Should be 9.
right now?
It should be a total of 9 damage coming for the phaser hit currently.
Okay. All right. So 9 damage will give them a breach, and I'm gonna have to roll the random system here in a minute. They're at 1 shield.
Okay.
We had 2 bonus, so
And
you just do 2 of that.
did you add my damage from the calibrate weapons as well?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So you set up 4 bonus. So yeah, you can spend 2 for extra damage, and then
Yes, thank you. I want to spend 1 for an additional, and 2 for additional damage.
Okay, that would put their shields down, so they'll take another breach.
And then a devastating attack.
So right now they took 2 to their structure. And then 1 more for... and then another devastating. Will actually hit their communication.
That was all a bonus momentum, correct, Keir? Because you said we were 4 over. Yeah.
had 3 breaches, so
I mean, that's pretty good.
All right, let me read this system's destroyed and critical damage here, just so we get this right.
Yeah.
So if a system on your ship suffers a number of breaches equal to or greater than half the ship's scale, which it did, that system has been destroyed, which is structure in this case. When a system has been destroyed, any test which would be assisted by the system automatically fails. So right now, their structure is kaput. Their ship's barely holding together. If your ship suffers a number of breaches greater than the ship's scale, then the ship has suffered critical damage and can no longer function. So technically, the ship can still function, just anything involving their structure would fail. But I think for the sake of time, I think we'll call that mission accomplished, as both of the ships disappear from the holographic from the ship's computer display.
Captain, the 2 targets have been effectively neutralized.
very well. Stand out from simulation.
Aye, sir. Stand down, red alert.
Good work, everyone. Gus, I expect more sight from you on your evasive maneuvers, please.
Hey, it's the ship that's slow. Gotta speed her up somehow.
I still expect you to hit the holodeck and do more training.
Will do, Captain.
I expect all stations to do a final check, make sure that all systems are operating at peak efficiency. For the meantime, Lieutenant, we'll see how far we can push the warp engines. Ooh. Maximum warp.
Oh, now you're talking, Captain. Engaging warp. Hold on!
All right, Gus, you probably bring the warp engines up to a very brisk warp 9. And the ship is handling it just fine.
Helm, increase speed to warp 9.76.
Oh, you're pushing it. All right, Captain. 9.6, here we go. Nine 9.4, 9.5, 9.6.
So far,
Holding
all your
steady.
engines read good.
Increase speed to warp 9.98.
Increasing to 9.98.
All right, so I'm probably going to need a couple of rolls here. I'm going to need a con roll. There's going to be a diff 0, but a complication 4.
What's the roll?
Daring con.
There we go. Complication 4. Roll straight. I shouldn't have done that.
That I need the ship engines gone.
I can roll. Well, actually, I don't know if I should be rolling that. Ask
You do it.
Engines
I've already
gone.
rolled a complication. How much bad?
Engines
How much worse can it get?
Do we have improved warp drive? What is that? Would improved warp drive apply in this situation or no? I don't think so. We're not spending reserve power, are we?
Well, technically, you spend reserve power when you go to warp, but this is more a narrative thing, so we don't have to worry about that.
Gotcha. All right, I'll just roll 1. Oh, I didn't do comp 4. Sorry.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Rix. You start boosting up the ship's engines. 9.7. 9.71. And you slowly start counting up. And as you get to what is classified as the ship's top speed of 9.975. Yeah, 9.975.
The captain only ordered 9.8, so.
Oh, okay, never mind.
No,
was just jumping ahead
9.98.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said, 9.98.
Oh, I thought you said 9.8. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
So as you start crossing over that threshold of the ship's specifications, the ship starts to shake as soon as you hit 9.975. And as soon as it hits 9.976, sparks start flying all across the bridge. And in engineering, coming from the top of the warp drive, showering sparks all over you, Kane, the warp core is shaking violently, mass stress as your engine bay is just clouded in plasma smoke and flying sparks.
Do I think there's going to be a breach?
Give me a reason or insight engineering, diff 1. Diff 2.
Yeah, I'll go for it. Warp field dynamics for a focus.
Yes.
Awesome. Take a threat.
Okay. I'm going to send you something, Kane.
Okay. All right. Kane's going to immediately run over to his crew. All right, everybody, we're shutting this down right now. Proper safety protocols, but it's going offline now. He'll bound over to his console, or to a console, and yeah, start initiating the shutdown procedures on the engines.
All right. Give me a daring engineering. Let's go diff 3, comp 2.
All right. Warp field dynamics for a focus?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, excuse me. Take a threat. You said diff 3?
Diff 3, comp 2.
Comp 2. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Can I use my determination? Because I figure there's no better time to use it. Act with confidence, even though you don't feel confident? Because he is not confident at this moment that he's actually going to be able to override this in time.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Thank you. All right. I know it's a stretch, so I appreciate it. Well, okay.
Very nice. Right, back on the bridge. As the ship shakes, all of a sudden the warp engines come offline, and the ship comes to a stop.
Whoa, what happened to my engines?
Bridge to engineering.
Kane here, Captain.
Status report.
Had to take her offline, Captain. Looked like there was a chance of a breach, and figured it was safer to, well, shut her down for a bit.
Should have been able to maintain that speed for a bit. Run a full diagnostic on the ship's engines.
You got it, Captain. We'll dig deep and, well, figure out exactly what the engineers that put this thing together must have missed. He'll look around. We'll dig in and let you know what we find, Captain.
Understood. Can we resume at full impulse?
As long as the flash doesn't redline it again, I think we'll be okay.
Okay. Full impulse back to Earth.
Yes, Captain. Turning us about. It's only gonna take, a few years.
We're not that far.
Rix, I'm sending that to Rix.
Okay. Captain, I think you should see this incoming message from Starfleet Command, all channels. The Enterprise D. She's been lost. The crew's alright, but she crash landed on Viridian 3.
Thank you, Commander. Stations as we were. If the fleet has need of us, we'll respond accordingly.
Yes, ma'am. Gus is just gonna comment. Well, looked like more than us had problems today.
I'm sure they had worse problems to deal with than what we did, Lieutenant.
Still, the big D. That's it's kind of a hit. Gonna carry the flagship torch now.
I'm sure there's plenty of letters in the alphabet.
Any other roleplay anyone would like to do before we close out here?
I'm good.
All good.
Alrighty. If there's nothing else, we'll call that the end to Akatsuki.